A very good morning to the honorable judges, teachers, and all my fellow friends. My name is Jonas Tozet and I'm from SJKC JOHOR JAYA. Today, I would like to share a story entitled The Magic Paintbrush. The Magic Paintbrush is a Chinese folktale story that was retold by Julia Donaldson, and it was published by Macmillan UK in 2017 with 32 pages in a book. The story is about a poor kind boy named Leo who loves to paint. He was poor and had no fine clothes or delicious food, but he had a great talent. He loved to draw. Since he couldn't afford paper, ink, or paint, he used a stick to sketch pictures in the dirt. He would draw birds so detailed they looked ready to fly, and flowers so lifelike they seemed to sway in the wind. Despite his hardships, Leo always helped others. He shared his food, carried water for the elderly, and looked after younger children while their parents worked in the fields. One evening, as Leo walked home after gathering firewood, he saw an old man struggling to carry a heavy bucket of water. The old man was weak, and the bucket of water looked too heavy for him. Without hesitation, Leo ran over. "Let me help you, sir," he said, lifting the bucket. The old man smiled gratefully. "You have a kind heart, young boy." As they reached the old man's small hut, he turned to Leo and handed him the wooden paintbrush with golden bristles. Leo was surprised. He thanked the man, but he was puzzled. But I don't have any paint." The old man chuckled. "You will see its power soon enough." Leo thanked the man again and quickly ran home. That night, under the light of a small oil lamp, Leo dipped the brush in water and painted a tiny fish on a rock. To his astonishment, the fish shimmered, wiggled, and then jumped off the rock into the bucket of water. "Wow, it's magic!" Leo gasped. Excited, he painted the loaf of bread on a wooden board. Instantly, the bread became real. He took a bite. It was warm and fresh. Leo's heart swelled with happiness. News about Leo's magic paintbrush spread quickly, but not everyone was happy. A greedy merchant heard about Leo's gift and wanted the brush for himself. One night, he and his men crept into Leo's small home and stole the brush while he slept. The next morning, the merchant eagerly painted bags of gold, but nothing happened. Frustrated, he shook the brush. "Why isn't it working?" Realizing he needed Leo, he had his men capture the boy. "If you do not pay me bags of gold, you will never be free." Leo remained calm. This brush does not obey greed. But the merchant refused to listen. "Then I shall take you to the king. He will know how to use this power." And so, Leo was taken to the palace, where he was thrown before the cruel and greedy king. The king's eyes gleamed with desire after hearing about Leo's magic paintbrush. "Paint me mounds of gold," the king ordered. "Paint golden coins, golden statues, golden palaces." Leo shook his head. "This brush is meant to help people, not feed greed." The king's face turned red with anger. "If you do not obey me, then you will rot in the dungeon." For days, Leo sat in the dark, damp cell, refusing to use the brush for evil. But he knew he had to stop the king's greed once and for all. At last, he spoke. "Fine, I will paint for you." The king clapped his hands in delight as Leo picked up the brush. But instead of painting gold, Leo carefully painted a vast ocean. The moment he finished, the waves shimmered and then whoosh! The water surged forward, flooding the palace. The greedy king and the merchant was swept away, never to be seen again. the waters slowly receded, leaving behind a peaceful kingdom free from the king's cruelty. Leo returned to his village where he kept using the paintbrush to help people. He painted foods, homes, and bridges, but never wealth for those who wanted it selfishly. Although he was never rich in gold, but he was rich in kindness. And the boy with the magic paintbrush lived happily forever, remembered for his generosity and wisdom. The moral of the story is, kindness and honesty will bring true success, while greed leads to downfall. Thank you.